All right, hold on, good evening, everybody. This is Jelani Bracey, CEO of your favorite nonprofit, Black to Life, with us bringing love and conscious knowledge to life. And our mission is to empower Black men to strengthen underserved neighborhoods through education and inspiration. What we do, we give out free books all over the nation. In under 2 years of existence, we've given out over a little over 35,000 books nationwide. And right now, we have a drive going on that we are raising money for to go 10 cities in the fall, starting in September and October. We're trying to hit at least 10 cities. So be on the lookout on our Facebook page, also Instagram, and also our website, which is www.blacktolife.org. Thank you for visiting our YouTube page, and I would like to read this book today with have my son with me assisting me today. Hey. And we'll be reading a book by Tony Dungy called You Can Do It. Called You Can Do It. So Tony Dungy is an ex-football coach for the Indianapolis Colts, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Indianapolis Colts. Tony Dungy grew up in a home encouraged by his parents to have faith and dream big. Tony knew early on that football was going to be his dream. His sisters Sherry and Lauren always knew that becoming a nurse and a doctor were their dreams for the future. But his younger brother Lyndon couldn't seem to find a dream of his own until a very special day when he stops being a class clown and becomes a kid on a mission. And Tony is always there to encourage him, well, in a big brother sort of way. Devoted father, respected mentor, and head coach of the 2006 Super Bowl champion, Tony Dungy reminds kids of all ages to trust in God and dream big because those dreams may be answered in very unexpected ways. So this is who this book is by. Tony Dungy. He was a respected football coach as well as just a respected man in this country and around the world. So he inspired a lot of young men's lives, like I said, especially in football, as he coached the 2006 Indianapolis Colts to the Super Bowl championship. That was also a historic year that was two black head coaches that squared off in the Super Bowl. That was the first and only time it's ever happened. Two black head coaches, uh, Lovie Smith of the Chicago Bears and Tony Dungy of the Indianapolis Colts. So without further ado, me and my son are going to read this book. You Can Do It. Tony's little brother Lyndon was having a bad day at school. To begin with, his tooth hurt a lot. And then in the middle of class, Lyndon touched his sore cheek and he accidentally made a big loud noise that sounded like a duck quacking. Everybody started laughing at him, except his teacher, Mrs. Lee, who said who said his parents could expect a call tonight. All this made it hard for Lyndon to concentrate on the lesson. Mrs. Lee went around the room asking everyone what they dreamed of being someday. When it was Lyndon's turn, he realized he was the only one who had no idea. I don't know, he answered. Maybe a duck. Everyone started laughing. Again, Lyndon liked it when he made people smile, but Mrs. Lee was not smiling. He couldn't wait until they he couldn't wait until the bell rang so he could walk home with his big brother Tony. So what happened? It seems like he's having a bad day because he's having a what? His tooth is hurting. Hmm. And what did he say he sounded like or what? Um, it's laughing at him. Yeah, why were they laughing at him? Because he's feeling to say his face. He sounded like a duck. Remember he said he wanted to be a duck? Yep. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Come on. Come on. We good. Just wait. Come on. Tony.
Hot water, please.
Say what?
Hot water.
Yeah. Come right back.
Okay.
Okay. Tony tried to cheer up Lyndon on the way home. Hey, Lyndon, why don't you go out for a long pass like I taught you? Tony called out as he pulled the football from under his arm. The ball spiraled through the air in a perfect arch and landed in Lyndon's arms with a soft thud. Sorry about that. Soft thud. Lyndon waved the ball proudly. Lyndon's arms, oh, maybe someday I'll be as good in sports as you are, he said to Tony as they continued to walk home. Lyndon knew his brother hoped to become a football player when he grew up. Tony could already throw a football so far and high, you might as well pack a snack to eat while waiting for it to come back down. Tony playfully punched Lyndon's arm. That's cool, little brother. But remember what mom and dad always tells us. I know, Lyndon said. Whatever it is that you want to do, you can do it. Trust God and dream big. But Lyndon wondered if playing football was really what he wanted to do. Oh, and the illustration was done by Amy June Bates. Some nice pictures. All right. Good.
Okay.
Wait. All right, now he's at home. That was Mrs. Lee again. Lyndon's dad said as he hung up the phone. What did he do this time? Linda's mom asked. Was he quacking like a duck doing math again? Actually, no, Dad replied. This time it was in English class. Oh no, Mom sighed, then added, but you have to admit, he does have a great duck call. That he does, agreed Dad, as they watched the boys race to the house behind their sisters, Sherry and Lauren. But he should not be doing it in the middle of class. Can't be making duck noises in the middle of class. You gotta be paying attention. Pay attention. All right. Mom, Dad, guess what we did? Asked Sherry. We saved a baby bird and put it back in its nest, said Lauren eagerly. You'll both make great doctors or nurses someday, exclaimed Mom with pride. Maybe I'll be a doctor or nurse someday, thought Lyndon. Just then his tooth gave him a sharp pain, and he remembered what had happened at school. It's still. Lyndon, Mrs. Lee called today. Dad took a closer look at Lyndon. Why are you rubbing your jaw? I wasn't quacking this time, Dad. My tooth was hurting. And when I rubbed it, Lyndon pushed the side of his mouth and out came a loud quack. Next thing I know, everybody was laughing. Lyndon turned to his mother and said, Mom, my tooth really hurts. Can you tell which one is Lyndon that the tooth hurts? Which one is it?
Um,
Right there. Why you say that's him?
because he got hurt.
How do you know? How do you know it's him?
Because he was, because he was.
What is he doing in the picture? Why did you say it was him?
Because it was noisy. That's why he was.
I know, but why did you say it was him that mouth is hurting? What did you see in the picture? Doesn't he have his hand on his face?
Yeah, because.
And that's where your what is?
Teeth.
Yeah. And that is your what?
Teeth.
Yeah. Good job. Mom took a closer look at Lyndon's sore tooth. This tooth explains today, but doesn't explain the other two calls we've gotten from your teacher. No, said Lyndon. I just like to make people smile. But he put his hands in his pockets and tried hard not to cry. Besides your tooth, what's wrong, son? Asked Dad.
Daddy, who's that?
Where?
Wait, what's the
No.
back one?
Huh?
What's the back one?
That's just the websites up there. Look at over here.
What's it? Wait.
Over here. It's just that Tony and Sherry and Lauren know their it, and I don't know my it. Their it? Asked his dad. They're it, what they dream about, what they want to be. It's like you always tell me, you can do it, dream big, but I don't know what it is. What do you want to be?
Huh?
Do you know what you want to be now when you grow up?
Yeah.
What?
I want to be flag. That's why I want to go to kindergarten.
Yeah, but what do you want to be? Like, do you want to, what do you
Play.
want to do?
Play.
Play? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't know what he wanted to do with his life. He was at a time where he was feeling lonely and sad. He didn't know what he wanted to do, but that's okay if you don't know what you want to do at this time. It's
Because
okay.
because he broke his teeth.
Yeah, he did break his teeth. Well, he didn't break his teeth, but he had a toothache. We don't know how that happened, but that's good you paying attention to it too. So what does his dad say? His dad said, "Don't worry about that, son. I promise you, you'll find your dream in your own time. For now, let's put something on that tooth to make you feel better, and we'll get you fixed up in the morning." But Dad, could you see that Lyndon was still feeling down? Well, but Dad could see that Lyndon was still feeling down. How can I make this better? He thought. How can I help Lyndon find his dream? So now his dad wants to help Lyndon find his dream, what he wants to be. And that's our job as parents is to help our children find out what they want to be and help you steer in that right direction when you get tired. All right.
Right.
It was Tony's turn to say the dinner prayer, and that night was extra special. Dear Lord, thank you for blessing us the way you do. Thank you for the food and thank you for our dreams. And God, Tony said with his head bowed and his eyes closed extra tight, please help Lyndon find his it. Amen. What are you thinking about? Tony asked, tossing a pillow across the room before bedtime. Is your tooth still hurting you? A little, answered Lyndon. But I was thinking about your prayer tonight, Tony. I trust God. I pray every day too. But I still don't know. What is my big dream? I'm not sure, Lyndon, but God knows. And one day you will too, said Tony. But I do know one thing you will be when you grow up. Really? You do? Lyndon said anxiously. Yeah, no matter what you do or how big you get, you'll still be my baby brother, Tony teased. And as my baby brother, you have to go to bed before me. Good night, Lyndon.
Uh-huh.
All right. Early the next morning, Dad and Lyndon were on their way to the dentist, but they had to make a stop at Dad's science lab first. There's something I want to show you, said Dad. Why don't you come look in the microscope? Lyndon peered into the lens and saw squirming squigglies and bubbling blobs. Awesome, said Lyndon with amazement. That's my it under there, said Dad with a smile. That's my it under there, said Dad with a smile. Huh? Lyndon asked. Your it is what you love to do, and it's something God has given you talent to do. That's what makes it so special, son. Sometimes dreams are as big as the ocean or as small as a microbe. With faith and hard work, you'll recognize your it someday. I didn't realize science was my it when I was your age. Really? So I still have time to figure it out? Asked Lyndon, feeling relieved. Plenty of time, answered Dad. Just keep having faith. A lot of times, there's a lot of us grown people as well that don't know what we're going to do or we become anxious in life, but we just got to have, faith and determination that we're going to make it and we got to keep striving. And when your children find that as well, we have to push them and let them know that they don't give up, to never give up and always have faith. Uh, one cavity, one cavity filled and good as new. See that at the dentist? One cavity filled and good as new, said Dr. Clark. That's it, said Lyndon with amazement and relief. That didn't hurt at all. He ran his tongue over the smooth surface, now feeling the top of the tooth that had been causing him so much pain. He gave Dr. Clark a big smile. Look at me, big smile.
Yeah.
Let me see. Me too, said Lyndon. That's what I like to see, said Dr. Clark. I love to make people smile. Me too, said Lyndon. You're good to go, Lyndon, unless you have some questions for me. Lyndon had lots of questions. How did you squish that stuff into my tooth? And and hold on. Yeah, how did you squish that stuff into my tooth? And what's that tube thing? And what's that machine? One question at a time, laughed Dr. Clark, picking up a giant set of plastic teeth. How about we start with these? What do you think he is?
A doctor.
Yeah, what kind of doctor?
Um,
That mess with your what?
monitor.
Teeth.
The teeth.
When we went to the dentist
Yeah.
a while back
Yeah.
and they cleaned your teeth,
Yeah.
do you really remember?
Mhm.
You are some good person.
What?
A few weeks later, it was show and tell day at school. Lyndon stood in front of the class and explained some of the amazing things he learned from Dr. Clark. When you make people feel good, they smile. And that's why when I grow up, Lyndon said, I want to be a dentist. He walked, he winked at Tony, who was watching from the doorway. Good for you, Lyndon, said Mrs. Lee. I think you can do it. I know you can do it, little brother, said his very proud big brother Tony. And he did. I'm glad I had parents that helped us to dream. I'm glad they taught us to pray about things that were on our mind. And I'm really glad that God answers our prayers. Sometimes He answers them in unexpected ways and in unexpected time, but He's always listening to us. Our parents taught us to dream, but they also taught us something more important. Whatever we dreamed about, we should tell God because He is the one that can make those plans succeed. Oh, and you're probably wondering, did my brother really become a dentist? He really did. We knew he would have faith to find his dream, and you can do it too. And that's just a message from Tony Dungy talking about his faith and how faith played a role in his life and his brother's life and their careers. And that's the end of that book. So I want to appreciate you joining me and my son for this reading night tonight. And want you to please stay tuned on our website. Like I said, it's www.blacktolife.org. That's black, B.L.A.C.K, the number two, life.org. Look out for upcoming events in our uh, September and October book drive that will be nationwide in at least 10 cities. Look us up on Facebook, Instagram. We're also on Twitter as well. So thank you once again, and y'all have a good evening. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, you subject.
I do it in the